Good morning, this is Dwayne, and I'd like to show you a very easy way to create some luscious chord substitutions. It's very simple. Let's say that you were playing a familiar song like Silent Night. As you probably know, you can play it with 3 chords. That's the 1 chord, that's the 5 chord, back to the 1 chord, back to the 4 chord, up to the 4 chord, and then the 1 chord, and so on. Okay, and you can play it with just those 3 chords, and that's fine. And if you're satisfied doing that, then go ahead and do it that way. But if you're looking for a sound that's more unique, then I want to give you a secret to chord substitutions. It's very easy to grasp once you get the idea of it. You can reharmonize any melody at all simply by asking yourself, into what other chord does this note fit? For example, if I start out on C and go down to E, I could ask myself, what does E fit in besides C? It's in the C chord, obviously, but what else is it in? Well, it's in the A minor chord. It's a fifth of the A minor chord, or it's a fifth of the A chord for that matter. It's a fifth of any kind of A chord, A seventh of the flatted ninth, whatever. Any kind of A chord is E will fit in. It'll also fit in the E chord, right? Any kind of E chord, like E or E minor. To take it a little further, it would be like the 6th note of the G chord, right? G6. It would be the major 7th of F of the F chord. Let's say I want to use that. Okay, so let's, instead of using C, I'll use F. Now let's say the melody here is D, and normally the chord would be G7th, but what if I wanted to use a chord substitution? Well, I asked myself the same question. What other chord will this note fit in? What will D fit in? Well, it'll fit not only in the G chord, but it'll also fit in the D chord, or the D minor chord, because it's the 5th of that chord, right? I mean, it's the root of that chord, or it's the 3rd of the B flat chord, isn't it? So let's choose B flat. Let's take it that far. C, F, C, F. Now we're going to go to B flat. Now the normal chord is G7 there, but I could ask myself that same question. What else will B go in besides G7? Well, it'll go in E minor, it'll go in E, it'll go in E7. So let's choose E7. We're on B flat. Now the melody moves to C. So instead of playing the C chord, I could ask myself, what other melody note will C fit in? And the answer is A flat, D flat, E flat, lots of chords, right? A minor, whatever. So let's choose A minor. Now the melody note is G, and normally we'd use a C chord, but let's ask ourselves, into what other note G will fit in. Last time we used what? I don't know what we used, but we could use E minor or E flat. Let's use E minor. You get the idea. I can just go through a song like that, asking myself, in what other chord will this melody note fit? Let me play a little bit of that Silent Night using that technique. A minor, E minor, F, E minor, A minor, A7th of the flat 5th, B flat, E7th, A minor, D7th of the flat 5, C, F minor over G, and C. Okay? It may take a little time to catch on to it, but get started. It's a very simple technique. Just ask yourself, into what other chord will this melody note fit? And that's tip number 1 for chord substitution. So hope you can join me again sometime. Bye-bye for now. And if you enjoy these tips, come on over to playpiano.com and sign up for our free email newsletter. Thanks. Bye.